Welcome back everyone to another video here on the Unknown Code YouTube channel. And today we are doing the LeetCode problem 448, find all numbers disappeared in an array. And this problem is pretty interesting. It's going to give us an array of size n, so just an array called nums that's going to have n values or in integers, and then it's going to be where n is going to be in the range of 1 to n. So what it wants us to do is return an array of all the integers in the range of 1 to n that do not appear in nums. So what this is basically saying is whatever the length of nums array is, what we want to do is find any numbers between 1 and that length which are not inside of that array. So let's go ahead and take a look at the examples to see what this means. So for example number 1, we're going to have a nums array with 4, 3, 2, 7, 8, 2, 3, 1. So this array is going to be length n equal to 8. So we want to look for the numbers 1 through 8. So if we go through here, 1 is present, 2 is present twice, 3 is present twice, 4 is present, 5 is missing, 6 is missing, 7 is present, 8 is present. So what this means is we're going to return an array, and it's going to have 5 and 6 inside of it. All right, let's take a look at the other example. This example is really easy. We're going to have a nums array equal to 1, 1. So here, the length n is equal to 2. So basically, we're just looking for 1 and 2. Obviously, we only have 1 here. So that means we're going to return an array with 2. So pretty simple looking. Let's go ahead and take a look at the constraints and then kind of move on and see what we can do from there. Our constraints are pretty simple. So like we said before, our first one is n is equal to nums.length. So this is basically saying the largest number that we're looking for is equal to nums.length. Nothing crazy there. Then we have 1 is less than or equal to n is less than 10 to the 5. So this just means that the length of the array is between 1 and 10,000. So the array could be a little bit big, but nothing that we should really have to worry about. Finally, we have 1 is less than nums of I is less than or equal to n. This is just saying that the values inside the array can be between 1 and 10,000. So once again, nothing too crazy there. So once again, our goal of this problem is to go ahead and loop through and figure out which numbers between 1 and that number n, where n is the length of the array, are missing from the input array nums. This problem has a relatively simple solution that will beat 99% of submissions here in LeetCode, and it also has a very complicated solution which takes advantage of some strange quirks of Java. For this video, we're just going to go through the simple solution, which requires us to just loop through a new array, marking which elements are present, and then copy over the elements which are not present into the list. Let's go ahead and take a look at the pseudocode and then walk through the example. For our pseudocode, we're going to go ahead and say for each value in nums, we want to set the corresponding index to true in an array called present. After we've done this, we're going to go to another loop and say for each value inside of present, we'll say if the current value of present is false, we want to add that index plus 1 to a list. At the end of all this, we want to go ahead and return that list. So this is just going to require 2 loops. Let's go ahead and take a look at our example walkthrough. This is going to be a pretty large walkthrough, so I'm going to try to fit it all on one screen. If not, I can try to work some magic. So we're going to start with the example of nums equal to 4, 3, 2, 7, 8, 2, 3, 1. So now we know that length is equal to 8, or n is equal to 8. And our present array will start out with 8 indexes all set to false. Now for I equal to 0, our nums of I is equal to 4. So we're going to set present of 4 minus 1 equal to true. Now I equal to 1. Nums of I is equal to 3. We want to set present of 3 minus 1 equal to true. For I equal to 2. Nums of I is equal to 2. So now we want to set present of 2 minus 1 equal to true. For I equal to 3. Nums of I is equal to 7. We're going to set present of 7 minus 1 equal to true. For I equal to 4. Nums of I is equal to 8. We're going to set present of 8 minus 1 equal to true. For I equal to 5. Nums of I is equal to 2. So present of 2 minus 1 is equal to true. I equal to 6. Nums of I is equal to 3. So we'll set present of 3 minus 1 equal to true. And finally, I equal to 7. Nums of I is equal to 1. So we're going to set present of 1 minus 1 equal to true. And that will be the end of our first loop. At the end of our first loop, our present is equal to true, 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 false, false, true, true. Now we can start our second loop for I equal to 0. Present of I is equal to true. So we just continue. I equal to 1. Present of I is equal to true. So continue. I equal to 2, present of I is equal to true, so continue. I equal 3, present of I is equal to true, so continue. I equal to 4, present of I is equal to false now. So now I want to say list.add, I plus 1, and we'll continue. I equal to 5, present of I is equal to false. Once again, list.add, I plus 1, I equal to 6, present of I is equal to true, so just continue. I equal to 7, present of I equal to true, continue. End of loop 2, return the list, which equals 5 and 6. So that is how this will break down. Let's hop over to LeetCode and see this in action. The first thing we need here is an array list that we'll call missing. We also need a Boolean array that we'll call present, and this will need the length of nums.length. Then we'll set up our first loop for int num in nums, and we'll say present of num minus 1 equal to true. Then the second loop for int I equal to 0. I is less than present.length in I plus plus. We want to say if not present of I. So if it's not present, then we're going to say missing.add I plus 1. Then at the end of this loop, we'll go ahead and return our missing array list. Let's go ahead and submit. Fingers crossed that it didn't typo. All right, there we go. It meets 99.85 with a millisecond of 3. Like I said before, there's technically a 0 millisecond, but it uses some quirky, weird things. So I wasn't going to go through that and try to confuse everyone. This one is very straightforward and makes sense. So thank you all for watching. If you did find this valuable, please leave a like, comment, and subscribe. I upload these videos every single week. And as always, my name is Ethan Uncoder. Have a great day, everybody, and I'll see you in the next video.